Heart disease is the #1 killer among women. It can strike anyone. It could be your mother, your sister, your 13-year-old daughter. No one's immune from it, no one's safe from it. The only thing we can do is to continue to support the American Heart Association and take care of our hearts.
My name is Brianna Barker. I'm 15. I'm in 10th grade and I'm a heart transplant survivor.
When she was 7 years old, she got a routine physical at the school nurse, and the school nurse detected an irregular heartbeat. I took her to the pediatric cardiologist. They did an echocardiogram, EKG, the full range of tests, and he said that her heart was enlarged, that she did have an irregular heartbeat. They eventually did a biopsy, and they found that there was scarring on her heart because there was no history of heart disease in our family. Through some more testing, they figured out that she had just caught a common cold or flu virus as a child. She was never really sick again. It was a fluke thing, and it settled in her heart, which caused a scar, which caused the irregular beat.
The first few years of going to the doctors, when I was around 7, 8, 9, 10, I never wanted to hear that I had a heart problem. So I always would go in the beginning, let them listen to my heart, whatever they needed to do. Then I would not stay in the room. I'd always leave because I did not want to hear that something was wrong.
Even though she wasn't showing signs of improvement, she never had symptoms. She excelled in school. She continued to do everything that she should during those years, attended school. She hardly ever got sick.
The last 6 months was really, it affected my life. When all the other years in my life was never affected by my heart problem. And the last 6 months is kind of when I started to realize how sick I was.
Actually, it was December 24th, it was Christmas Eve, so 6 months exactly. She was just taking her medicine, and we had a very, very long day, and she passed out for like a second, like not even, it was like nothing.
And I remember I was begging my mom to not call the doctors because I've passed out so many times before that, and it was just to keep going on, and I didn't feel anything 5 minutes later. And she had to call, I mean, she had to.
And then they decided to give her a defibrillator, a pacemaker, because her heart function was weakening. They didn't know if it would be able to withstand all the extra beats. On June 10th, 2011, she had a full day of school. She went with her friends to town after school. They had the 8th grade dance. She said she felt lightheaded. I said, it's okay, just come, have some water, sit down on my bed. And she sat down, and then she just went into cardiac arrest, just completely out. This time, though, she was not responsive at all, and her lips turned blue, and I called 911, and they gave me immediate instruction of to start CPR. Upon arriving at the primary hospital, she unfortunately deteriorated, and they used all the resources on the floor, all the doctors, everybody, to help save her. They brought me the priest and the social worker. The primary doctor that was taking care of her at that time came out and said to me, she's in heart and lung failure, and her pupils are dilated, which usually indicates brain damage. But we're doing the best that we can.
And I remember the night before the transplant that I stopped crying, and I told myself, I said, you've been through the worst. They have done the absolute worst to you. It doesn't matter anymore. Like, I was so done at that point.
She was in the hospital from the time of cardiac arrest, June 10th, 2011, through July 4th, 2011, when she was discharged. She got her transplant on June 24th. 10 days after her transplant, she was discharged.
I don't have to sit at a gym. I can go hiking with my friends. I can climb waterfalls. I can be the person that I want to be my old heart was holding me back, and now I have nothing holding me back. I can do everything that I want to do.
When Brianna asks me about her future, the prospect of another transplant down the road, I always reassure her that people are working day and night with research and technology to ensure that there will be something for her in the future.